We're where the river whispers. The sky hung low that morning, gray and heavy, like it wanted to press itself down on the land. Four men stood by the old timber bridge, unloading gear from the back of a long bed pickup. Down below, the river bent into the tree line, disappearing into mist and shadow. They didn't say much, didn't need to. Jack hauled a crate of shells and glanced downstream. Where the water curved, the trees grew so thick they nearly met overhead, like a tunnel. He said nothing, just gave a short nod. Max checked the boat straps and muttered something under his breath about fuel lines. Nick stood a bit apart, lighting a cigar, eyes scanning the horizon like a habit he never lost. Eugene went over the checklist. Packs, rifles, medkit, dry food, everything squared away. Mr. Ted, Eugene's father, watched them from the ridge, a quiet man in a weathered jacket, straight-backed with eyes like cold water. A man who'd lived with the land long enough to stop questioning it. Their camp sat just above the bend of the river, a flat patch of earth that smelled of cedar, mud, and old smoke. There was a handmade pine table, nailed together who knows when, a few stools, some tarp, and a fire ring that looked like it had outlived at least 2 generations. While the others set up the tents and sorted out gear, Eugene and his father prepared the jerky and canned beans. No one brought steaks this early in the trip. That would come later, if they earned it. First light tomorrow, Ted said, slicing through a hunk of meat without looking up. Let's just hope something shows this time, Max muttered, checking his scope. Last year, we mostly hunted sandwiches, Nick added, blowing smoke into the wind. They laughed. Not loud, not long. The kind of laughter that doesn't break silence, but slips into it like a familiar friend. They were up before dawn. The fog rolled low along the banks, cold and heavy. Each man took his position in the blind. Decoys out, safeties off, breath quiet. And then, nothing. No wings, no distant calls. Just the river and trees and the slow pulse of early morning. By mid-morning, they were back at camp, empty-handed. Jack poured strong coffee into a dented tin mug. Either they knew we were coming, or they're smarter than last year, he said. Could be both, Eugene replied, checking for ticks on the dog. Or they're running from something else, Nick said quietly, eyes fixed downstream. Later that day, Jack, Max, and Ted took the boat downriver. Eugene stayed behind to double-check some broken tent seams. Nick claimed he needed to calibrate his scope, but really he just wanted quiet. Barney, Ted's old fox terrier, jumped in with them. White muzzle but sharp eyes. Loyal, alert, still knew the sound of a rifle bolt being pulled back. The deeper they went, the darker the water got. The trees grew dense, moss-draped, still. At one bend, the compass Max carried began to twitch. That's new, he said. Ted didn't answer at first, then, no, that's old. You just ain't seen it before. They didn't joke after that. Around the next turn, something moved in the brush. A flash of hide, antlers. Jack steadied his rifle. One slow breath, one shot. Clean. The deer dropped instantly. No mess, no noise. Just silence, heavy as lead. They dressed it on the bank and headed back before dusk. Barney curled at Jack's feet. That night the fire was hot and the meat was perfect. Fresh venison seared over open flame, seasoned with smoke and sweat. They sat on stools or just the ground, sipping from flasks, boots stretched toward the fire. Nick talked about a night operation in Kandahar. Max explained, again, why solar-powered trail cams were a scam. And then came the sound, low at first, a buzz like a whisper with teeth. Barney's ears shot up. The fire shifted, and from the dark trees came a swarm. Not bees, not wasps. Something bigger. Meaner. Hornets, but not like any they'd seen. They moved with purpose. Organized. The kind of threat that didn't come from nature, but through it.